Hi guys, welcome to a Gab Sesh. I've lost my mind a little bit. I really do think I'm delirious. This is a Gab Sesh, but it's also sort of a test run before we go live. You guys, I have been really, I've immersed myself obsessively into how to do the live stream, but how to do it nicely, how to do it so it looks good and it sounds good. You know, I really want you guys to have a good experience. Also, I am going to be doing podcasts. So I've been really having fun looking into how to do that. I'm going to be doing a podcast that is connected to this channel, and I'll be doing live podcasts so you can watch it live and then it'll shoot to all the podcast sort of platforms. But I'm also going to be doing a separate podcast with my daughter, and it's going to be completely something not associated with my channel. We're trying to figure out exactly kind of what we want to do. So that's really exciting. It's with my daughter, Hannah, because she lives here, and my other daughter lives in Oregon. So that's, and you know, she wouldn't be able to do it anyway, I think, because she is a PA and she works full time. And even if I try to finagle her into it, I just don't think it's possible. Now, my other daughter, Hannah, is also extremely busy. I mean, she does voice lessons. She's a very, very busy gal herself, but I can finagle her because she lives 20 minutes away. So once a week, she's going to have to do this with me. Anyway, so I have been just really doing research, both, Googling, but mostly through YouTube, and trying to learn sort of the basics on how to do that. So along with that, I started getting into this whole other realm of lighting, of kind of the best sort of picture that you can get, audio setups, audio interfaces, podcasting interfaces. Needless to say, my bank account has suffered the last couple weeks because I have invested in some really nice equipment that I am really extremely excited about, and I've had fun playing with it. I have yet to actually utilize it though in a video like this, or it's, a live stream, and I haven't done a podcast yet. But I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to be experimenting a lot with my lighting. I did invest in a couple different lights. I've had the same lighting since I started this channel. I just have 2 box lights and a ring light, and I have the ring light so far away from me right now, I don't think it's really doing any good, but I have it on anyway. And then I invested in 2 other lights besides my box lights. Now, one of my box lights, you guys don't care about this, huh? I know. One of my box lights is downstairs, so I didn't bring it up, because if I did, I think I would put it over here somewhere to give me a little bit of a fill light. I know, it sounds really legit, doesn't it? But I just have the one that's going to just kind of shine on my head here and hopefully make it look nice. I know, I've been learning a lot. So yeah, it's really something that I know is important, learning about lighting and video and audio and all of that, but I've never really delved into it. So I'm just scratching the surface, and I'm finding it incredibly interesting and a lot of fun. I have found 2 channels so far that I absolutely am loving, and I have been watching videos constantly. And I really think it's just inspiring to do that from time to time. And it has re-inspired me into trying to give you the best content that I possibly can by ways of audio and video, getting better lens for my camera and trying to learn my camera a little more, because I just know the very, very basics. So I really want to understand my camera more and try to try to understand the internal settings within the camera. I just have them set on almost the factory settings. I think I have messed with a couple things way back when, and I just haven't touched it. But like, for instance, I have a brand new lens, and I'm sure there are some settings in my camera that I can do to really get it to even be even more amazing. So that's what I've been doing for several days now, actually. Now, will I be speaking into this microphone when I'm doing wig chats and different sorts of tutorials. No, obviously I'm not. But this is going to be a similar setup to what I'm going to be doing when I go live, just because I can incorporate my audio interface into my laptop, and then it will all come to you via, you kind of have to have an in-between sort of an in-between platform to go live on YouTube if you want to use your own audio and your own video. So I don't think there's a way that I could just go live on YouTube without just using like a webcam on my laptop. And I refuse to do that to you guys. That is awful. I just think I wouldn't get very many of you engaged, because that is just not the best way to go about it. So anyway, I'm just learning all of this. So I'm actually going to put on headphones. These are my son's headphones. He let me borrow them. And so I eventually am going to get my own. I got to look good with I still kind of look good with the headphones on. Oh, this is so much better because I can hear myself. I can make sure that my volume is okay and I'm not doing this and fading in and out for you guys. So there is something to be said. I will get eventually probably just the kind you stick in your ear, the little ear pod type things. But for now, this is it. All right. So here, I wish I could sort of show you, but maybe I'll do like a B-roll and I'll shoot different shots and I'll insert them in here in a way of which I'm not sure how to do that, but maybe I'll figure that out. However, there are 6 sort of there's, oh, okay. I accidentally pressed that one. So the manufacturer has preloaded these with sounds and whatnot, but you can actually put your own sounds in here. And I think that's really cool. So eventually I'm going to put in like an intro song. And this is the one they have already preloaded in here. So let's go ahead and. Welcome to, okay, you get the idea there. I'm telling you, this feeds into my fantasy as a child of having my own radio station. You guys, I used to, the old tape recorders that you'd have to press play and record at the same time, put a tape in, play and record at the same time. I used to do that and then listen to the radio and record this song. And then in between the songs, I would do my own, sort of fade in, fade out. And I would hold my own little show and record the whole thing. I know. I also used to pretend and record as well without any, we didn't have camcorder or anything back in those days. But I used to pretend that it's like the Phil Donahue show. Remember, that was very popular. My mom used to watch talk shows all the time. So I would go in her room because their room was clean and mine never was. And I would pretend that I was the talk show host, the studio audience, the commercials. I'd ask myself questions, and the audience, of which would be me, would ask the guest, who would be me, questions, and I would record that. And one day, I think even years later, my sister came across one of my tapes, and she decided to figure out what it was, and she played it, and I guess she laughed hysterically. So much that she had to show my mom. So she played it for my mom, and I guess they were both crying that it was so hysterical. And they told me this, and I was mortified. I don't know why. I obviously must have not have meant for it to be hysterical, but it was. So this whole thing, YouTube itself feeds me, of my personality. And this whole thing here is definitely, if I had this back in the day, holy mackerel, you'd never get me out of my room. Well, you'd never get me out of my parents' room. Anyway, let's go through these. These are hysterical. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of these, but so that was the intro button. You heard, I don't know, maybe, what's this one? Oh, I got to turn the volume up. I'm just learning this, you guys. Oh, okay. That's not funny. I know. I have a lot to learn. So there's that one. There's this, which, thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much. There's that one. And then we have this. That could come in handy. I'm definitely keeping the applause, if nothing else. Maybe the laughter for when I think I'm funny. Oh, I almost timed that perfect. Okay. That could come in handy. All right. Okay. Then there's the reveal. And then that probably won't come in handy because that's where when you don't know what to say. I have a lot of, I don't have problems talking and saying things. Whether or not you think it's interesting is a whole different story. So I think, yeah. Oh, my battery's going dead. I'm going to have to pause and I will be back. I had to replace my battery there. Sorry about that. Those alone will be a lot of fun. But what I want to let you know is how this is going to happen. And eventually you'll just know. And I'm talking to the people who are watching now. And those of you who are not there, I'm clearly not talking to you. So, when I first started YouTube, I didn't know anything. So I just like to assume that maybe you aren't familiar with how the Go Live thing works and how you're going to make sure that you make that session or that episode. And it will also it'll be here on YouTube after it's live. So you can always watch it later, but it's going to be so much fun. So I'll be able to read your comments, as they come in and I'll try to answer questions as best as I can. But there's a lot of fun things that I'll be able to do as well while we're interacting. And that is the stuff, because it's loaded with features. That's the kind of thing that I'm going to have to practice with. And the only way I'm going to be able to practice really is by going live with you guys. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be bugs. There's going to be, a lot of things that I'm going to have to figure out. I think there is a way that I can at least make sure all of my settings are working properly in a sort of a private go live to where it doesn't go out there, but I can see and just test and make sure that at least my microphone is working and that the video is working and that we're syncing up and all of that. So anyway, I'm going to get that together. It's going to be formatted in a way. So while it will be very informal and fun, I am going to have, subjects of which we're going to be talking about, or, something that will keep the flow going. And I'll be able to sort of load certain things that maybe I'll want to pop up on screen for you guys or anything like that. We're going to try going live Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard, and somewhere in the middle, if you live there, you'll have to figure that out. But that is what I figured would be a good time for me. And also I looked on my analytics, and that seems to be a good day and a good time slot where it looks like a lot of my viewers tend to tune in. So that is when we're going to have our first live. Is going to be next week, Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Yeah. What you're going to see is I'm going to give you some time so you can set a reminder. So you'll see a thumbnail and a title to whatever it is I decide to title it. And it'll have like a light gray set reminder button. And I'm going to give you so much time. I might give you a whole day, then you can set the reminder, or maybe, I don't know, a few hours. I don't know. Put down in the description box what you would rather have. Do you want a whole day that you can just see it and give you enough time to set that reminder? Or do you just want a couple hours? I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So that's all you do is you set a reminder. Now the notification, the way that YouTube does their live notifications, they've messed with that so much. That bell icon, they at first told all the creators, tell everybody hit that bell icon so they can get notified by email. I don't think that works that way anymore. But you will get notified, if you're online, depending on how you have your computer or your laptop, whatever you watch with, set to when in settings or whatever, and your notification settings. So you will get notified. And then there'll be a countdown. So once you're notified, it's not like we're going to start right away. I am going to do some sort of countdown, whether it's 2 minutes or probably like a 2-minute maybe 5 minute. I don't know. But I'm going to do a countdown to give people enough time to see the notification after they set the reminder, because I forget. I do set reminders a lot because I do watch a lot of sort of live podcasts on YouTube. So I'll set reminders and they never start right away. There's always some time to let people see it and get there. So you'll see, that happen. You have to go through sort of a streaming service if you have external pieces of equipment that you just can't, for instance, just use YouTube directly. So you have to find sort of a streaming service. And the one that I found is specifically for Mac and only for Mac users. But they have a feature in there that's called green screen. Now, clearly this isn't green, but I'm getting one because I'm so curious about it. And you can load anything in the background you want. I thought that would be so fun. So there's that feature in there. So I'm waiting on that. And we won't have that up and running for Friday. But I still think that's going to be a kick in the head. I think that's going to be fun. I was looking at some of the different backgrounds they have. And there's, your typical, there's like a brick wall and white. It's like, what? Then they have like a castle and you're inside a castle. I'm like, yes, please. I would like to pretend that I'm recording in a castle. And then there's like an office setting, a beach. And then they're just the palm trees. What was another one? I think there was like a skyscraper and I know that you can literally drag any photo if you want to look like you're immersed in the photo. But I thought that would be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to get my green screen. And there is some finessing that has to happen. And I'm really hoping that I can figure it out because it's all about lighting. And you have to have distance and you have to sort of make sure that the green screen is lit evenly and that you're separate from that lighting. So you have to be a ways away. And I only have so much room in here. So I don't know what they mean exactly by I have to be so much, that I can't be right up on it. I mean, I'm not. My black screen is way back there. So I feel like I'm going to be okay. We'll have to tweak with the lighting and everything, but I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have fun with it anyway. I'm just going to have fun no matter what. And I know that I may not have anybody join me for the live stream. Please let me know down below if you plan on being there Friday at 1 or 4 or somewhere in between, depending on what your time zone is. Let me know. At least, But honestly, if it's me and one other person, I don't care. It's going to be fun either way. This piece of equipment down here is honestly, I think one of the coolest things that I have ever seen. I'm going to insert something in this video to show you guys because it's so cool. It's visually appealing. It's got all these different colors of bright lights and what it does is really cool. And it doesn't take a long time to figure out. It's definitely sort of for someone like me who has zero background in audio, period. So it's all audio. This does nothing for video at all. It's all audio. I can record, which I'm currently doing right now. So I can record directly on here. It's just going to be an audio file, and then I'll sync it up when I get into editing with the video file. So it records directly on here, though, on a little mini SD card. And it's awesome. And then there's like 4 ports. When I do podcasts or live podcasts, I can have Hannah here or guests. I don't know who that's going to be. And we have, that ability to do that. That's something else that we can do when we go live is I can take live phone calls, and I'm going to be setting up a Google Voice account so I can get a Google phone number. It's not like I'm going to give out my personal number per se. So, but we will eventually be able to do phone calls and do live phone calls. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I have a Bluetooth option on here. I have I can connect my phone without using a Bluetooth option because there's 2 different sort of areas for that. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to add something really neat to my channel. And I think what it's going to do really is it is going to really, we have a great community here, but I think that it's going to bring us all sort of together a little more. So, and if we can sort of get together on these live streams, we're going to get to know each other even better. And I can't wait. I mean, it's one of the wonderful things about my YouTube channel is all the people that I've met and familiar faces that I see in comments. I have regulars that I absolutely sort of look for because I love seeing them commenting in my videos. And you know who you are. And, I have several of you that are very much regulars and you always say a little something. And so going live, I think will bring it to a whole different level. I'm really looking forward to it. So that is going to be our first live is going to be Friday, 1 o'clock Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. So check back, but I'm hoping that'll work for everyone. So keep a lookout for that. As soon as you see that pop up, you'll see a thumbnail and set the reminder because I would miss all of those live streams that I look forward to every week. I'm sure I wouldn't keep it in my head. So the reminder is really helpful. And then I'll see you when we go live. Bye-bye.